actually happen and never exist, but my accountant punches the card, produces the AGM, advises me that it happened. I thank you very much. I hope it was very nice. It is just a procedural thing.
No.
Right? And so for investors, that's their mindset. They understand they do it, they pay for having had it done, and life goes on. And this is why most of the investors won't be thinking too much about that, because they're paying their $1,000 a year or whatever, so that they don't have to think about it.
And that's the thing, you know.
And so you've got two different, almost
We've got two separate.
two subpopulations in the one group, and their mindsets are different. One is that the
investors are getting their rent. They don't really care from how the grounds look or none of that.
To an extent, that's right. But the thing is, if there's one very great positive that we can come out of the work that you've done, and that is if you suddenly woken these people up a bit, we've got to try and hang on to that a little bit.
I've got her vote for the next week.
Yeah, well the thing is that, but what I'll be suggesting, and I want to talk to you about this today, is pretty much what I've said, and that is that I think our only true course of action is that we've got to get the ship righted, if only to make ourselves more appealing to another strata manager. And the only people that are going to be able to do that is Coast to Coast, because no one else is going to touch us. And we can't, there is no person with a property law background who can actually do the stuff. I mean, through dint of hard work and effort we can keep the grounds clean, but that's not what the strata managers are about. To making sure.
Joshua's actually not a skilled manager, I should say.
Maybe not, but the thing is that we can still have, I believe, first of all, I'm convinced that they are the only way, our only way is to be, we've hitched our wagon, or our wagon has been hitched to Coast, and we can't unhitch it and give it to someone else because no one else will take it, right? They're going to keep their horses firmly in the stable because they talk, right? We've been blacklisted until such time as we're not a raging bin fire in terms of strata management. And that's not a you problem, it's not a me problem.
Yeah.
We didn't cause it, and we also can't fix it. The only people, and again, as bothered as it might be to you, is him. So the thing is, we've got to create light, but not heat. No?
I don't think you're going to get the votes from James or Cheryl or Margaret.
But again, I'm not really sure that that's, well, I think they're going to have to just suck it up, because there is the alternative is that we are uninsurable. And if we are uninsurable, but again, any insurer who goes, we'll insure it, knowing full well that if the management side falls down, they won't have to pay anything. I'll take that premium quite happily, knowing full well that they'll never have to pay out on it. But if we've got a strata manager, or if we go into government management, and the other thing is that the government might just come straight in and go, there's no one here in the background to run this, we are going to run it. Right? And then once we go into government administration,
Joshua doesn't have the background.
but Joshua's got a company that's required to provide that. Right? And if it doesn't, then we are still protected by insurance. Right? So if we sign them on, we've got cover. If we don't sign them on, we're left holding the bag.
Cranston, who owns 11, sure, he's looking into insurance options. Sharon, 18. I don't want to.
Yeah, but whether
give up.
but whether someone will insure us is not the question. No, or even that. It doesn't matter. Some will have lots of people happy to insure us, particularly if they know we don't have a strata manager, because they know they'll probably never have to pay out. Because.
And that's why I spent so much time doing the documents, because I know I don't want to let the property down by not following the processes and procedures.
Yeah, but again, none of us have the background. We could watch a YouTube video on how to do a triple bypass and give it a red hot go too. But the thing is,
it's been done properly.
But we simply don't have the background.
Don't need a background.
Well, again, I disagree, because we've got $6.5 million worth of real estate on the hook.
Is it though?
Yes.
You say 6.5.
Hey, look at the sale price. Multiplied by 19.
The value is in 8.5 million.
Okay, more. There you go, 8.5. So even more is at stake.
Is it?
Yes, it is.
I don't think he even came here.
It doesn't matter. He's got a number, and they've accepted that number. The insurer is making a valuation based on that number, irrelevant whether we think someone came or not. They've accepted a number of 8.5 million. Now, we do not have the background amongst us to keep this going. We don't. It is untenable.
Lots of people self-manage.
Yeah, but this is not the time to do that. We need to have something which is actually in good order before we can.
And that was my goal. And hand it over
Yeah, but
healthy.
see, I I suggest to you, but what we all want to, because the thing is, if it's healthy, we've all got more options, right? We all know that, which is what we all want to do, but I'm utterly convinced we cannot, you cannot, I cannot, nobody here can. All we'll be doing is pulling out what we think we know, and
But that's your perspective, not everyone.
well, again, but this is what I'll be putting to the group on Tuesday,
Yeah, we can.
is that we have to.
We don't have to.
Well, what I'll be saying to them is, my opinion is we have no choice. That's my opinion.
They won't go back to case.
Well, again,
Joshua didn't even manage
we'll
the
have
property.
to talk about that, but the thing is, no one else will take us. And this is
We haven't asked anyone.
yeah, I have.
Ace?
I've talked about 4, and they all just go, look,
Yeah,
it's
but
a rate.
I don't know what you said
It's a
to
rate.
them,
I just said, look, I'm here at Land Street, there. Oh, yes, we know. Yes, we know. And no, look, we're not taking new clients right now. We're not taking new clients right now. We're not taking new clients right now. And so, as I say, they talk. They know who their problem children are, and no one is going to walk up at this moment and take out someone else's problem children.
but that's what you say.
That's what
I
I'm
think
convinced
if
of.
I ring around, there'll be a different answer.
Well, look, I just wanted to be open and honest and clear with you that that's the view that I'll be putting to the group.
That's fine.
Okay, but just so you know, because I don't want you to think it's an ambush or there's any other. Yeah, I can talk to anyone else but you.
Mm.
Okay, in terms of the owners, I can talk to the other owners because I have my own means of contact. But the thing is that that's my assessment.
That's
No.
the point of view.
Yeah, but
And
more,
you're entitled
yeah,
to
that's
that.
right. But the thing is that I think it should be. I'll be doing my best to convince everyone that this is what we need to do because none of us have a background in property law. That's what it boils down to. It's about who's qualified to do what. And Coast to Coast are going to be carrying
Joshua
the can.
doesn't have a background in property.
Coast to Coast has to carry the can. Right? Anyway, so that's really about that. But if the look, to be honest, if I'm not really sure, I don't even know what mandate a vote has. So, for example, if next Tuesday we vote to add an 8th day to the week called Lambert Day, we can all agree on that. But we've got no mandate to make it. There's no binding way to create an 8th day of the week. So just because we all sit in there and all vote, even that I don't really think carries any weight. Because we're all just here having a discussion on what we think should happen, but I don't actually think it has any carryover. All it just goes to show that there's no established management of this place still. And that's all that we know by the end of it. And so, again, until we actually get to the point where the ship is not listing anymore, then, and the only people who are going to consider doing that is Coast to Coast. That's kind of the essence of my point.
But I'm wondering why you're so involved. If I hadn't taken over it, if I hadn't said anything, you wouldn't know.
Correct.
And you wouldn't have.
Correct. And I've acknowledged today.
But why are you
What a great
so
job you've done.
adamant?
Because since we had the meeting and I was and I said, look, I'll do this and I'll do this and I'll go and talk to these people and ask these people, and everyone said, yep, John, go and do that. So I'll go and do that because I didn't know, and I have a lot more information now than I had last Tuesday. And
You didn't know that years ago. You didn't.
yeah, that's right, but irrelevant. No, last Tuesday there was a call to bring the people together, and we did that. But now I've gone out and grabbed some information, and now I've very quickly come up to speed with how much I do not know, and also how much no one here, including me, has any of the background to actually run $8.5 million worth of real estate. We just don't have it. We know what we want, right, but we don't have the background, and there's no defence from an insurance point of view for anyone here. Now, it's not going to disempower us, but hopefully it makes things better, because if we can mend the fences, and I'm pretty sure we can, we mend the fences with Coast to Coast, that's the time when we talk, we can actually air our grievances in a way that they will listen.
We've already done that.
We can try it again, right? I think he'll listen.
Of course he will.
But the thing is that, because again, let's not forget that there's also a reputational risk to Coast. It's only for so long they can say, oh, look, it's a raging bin fire, until his competitors go, well, fix it. It's your job. Well, Coast is no good at doing this. It's in their interest to see this fixed as well. Just as much as we want it, as everyone who lives here wants to see it fixed, it's in their interest to be seen as the fixer.
Joshua's not a fixer.
Joshua's also not the only person who works there. Right? If it comes
They're
to,
even worse.
if it's a personality
They've got
case
no
between them and them,
background in body corporate management.
but that's what they do for a living.
No, he does mostly Airbnb management, which is completely different.
We can talk to them
He
about
wants to
that.
let go of body corporate management and spend more time on Airbnb.
Okay, and the thing is that it's time for him to have that honest conversation, but at the same time, he's going to do that. I would suggest to you then, that if with some.
You don't really know what Joshua has done in that 18 months.
You're saying he hasn't done anything.
Well, he hasn't.
Well, so
But
therefore none of
every
it.
time I've brought up an issue or a problem, within 5 minutes he'd be here. Wouldn't visit anyone else, including 2 weeks before he's back to Dummy.
Right. So you're saying he would be here. So he was.
He just did.
So he was.
To put out the fire.
He was responsive. That's good, isn't it?
No. He'd bring either the baby or his partner and the baby to deflect everything. Like, hey Caroline, no, you can't be, have an issue with me because I brought the baby. You know.
Again, we can bring that, but is anyone taking him to task on that? No, so this is the sort of stuff, so look, it really isn't professional for you to be bringing.
But that's how he started it.
Well, yeah, again, but if no
Bring
one.
me any time on my personal number, and then all of a sudden, about 6 months in, he changed.
Well, a baby will do that to a human, won't it? A baby will.
No, I mean, how he managed.
Yeah, yeah.
It was all very personal, and I told him that, and it was too personal. And that, his management style changed.
Yep.
Before he had the baby, well,
Yep.
he didn't have the baby, but.
And look, and so these, but again, these.
Shall I show you like a message that he, hang on, start again.
I mean, well, so why don't you forward me through any emails you'd like to share with me about your interaction with them, because again, that's a side I haven't yet been able to consider.
Exactly.
So forward it through to me so I can have a read.
In the beginning, Toby called him and spent 2 hours on the phone with him. While that was occurring, Joshua was sending me messages about the conversation and putting Toby down. I've always kept those because it was highly unprofessional.
Well, good forward him to me, because I mean, if we're going to
He's
try.
still going to do that.
But if we're going to try and mend the fences, if we're going to try, then if it's the will of the people to try, then we need to say to them, hey, this stuff's got to show. This stuff's got to stop. It's unprofessional. So if you can forward me anything you've got in that regard.
I had an AGM on the phone that was driving down to Hobart. No one knew.
So forward me anything you want to share, because I mean it's all going to be helpful to increase my understanding of everything that's gone on before. Okay, so anything
I think
you've got.
you need to meet in person with Joshua.
I agree. But the thing is, we also need to have a discussion with the group next Tuesday. If I go and wander off and everyone's going to feel sufficiently disempowered, aren't they? So
Joshua's got an office here.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So we need to have that discussion amongst ourselves, because this great process that we've done has already started. Right? So for me to suddenly appear out of nowhere and race off and proceed to go and do all these things, that's not going to help anyone. We need to keep everyone in the team together. We need to keep the dialogue open, even if we don't agree.
Goodbye.
And that's okay. It's okay that reasonable people can disagree. You know, it isn't going to be a case of everyone agrees or we go to complete war. There's plenty of room in between. We have to go, look, this is my opinion, that's your opinion. What is the opinion of the group? But again, we also need to understand that whilst we all might have there might be a view, we go, okay, what is it? Is it, even if it's majority decision, is it 75% agreed before things happen? But again, we also don't have any understanding of what level of binding or not. Anything we talk about and agree on, again, we agree on having an 8th day of the week. We've got no mandate to implement that because we've got no basis of anything. And that's part of the problem, right? And this is why I think that we need
What
to.
you've just said now conflicts with what you said before.
How do you mean?
Regarding the law. There is no law. No, but we have to maintain the law.
No, I didn't say there was no law. There's plenty of law. There's a whole body of property law.
Yes.
No. Property law is very fixed. This is the thing, right? And our views might be fluid. Our understanding of it will be highly varied. But this is exactly coming back to my central point. That's why we need to have someone who knows what they're doing, and strata managers have to abide by a certain code by the Real Estate Institute. but they have